In this video, we're going to talk about the requirements for becoming a qualified financial advisor in the UK, including what you've got to do, how much it costs, how long it takes, and also some tips I've picked up while researching this career. In fact, I've already used these tips to help me take and pass my first exam, RO1. I also have a plan to go from 0 to fully qualified in hopefully around 12 months, start to finish, all self-funded and with no prior industry experience. But firstly, I'll explain a bit about me and how I got into this position. So about a year ago, I decided to quit my career of the past 7 years and go all in on trying to find something that would be more fulfilling to me. Ideally, it would involve the things I'm passionate about, and I happen to be obsessed with personal finance, so I actually started this channel on the very first working day after quitting my 9 to 5. Back then, I knew nothing about financial advice as a career, and it wasn't until around October 2025 that I eventually found the Financial Planner Life podcast here on YouTube. For those who don't know, financial planners are essentially the same as financial advisors with the same qualifications. And after consuming a lot of content, I realised that this job was going to involve lots of the things I had naturally done for myself and my family in the past. Researching and comparing mortgages, investments, retirement planning, the list kind of goes on and on. The crossover wasn't only from a personal perspective either, but also a lot of the things I'd done in my career as a market researcher, such as talking to clients, writing reports, and delivering presentations. It seemed as though this was the perfect crossover between my current skill set and my dream to help people more with their money. It was also through these podcasts and Google that I learned about the requirements to become a financial advisor in the UK. Getting qualified comes in 2 stages. First, you've got to pass some exams, and then you have to get your qualified advisor status, also known as CAS. The way I like to think about it is similar to how you get your driving license, in that you've got to do both the theory exam and a practical test. For the exam part of financial advising, you need to complete a level 4 diploma that's recognised by the FCA, which is the regulatory body that oversees financial services in the UK. There are a few different routes you can do to get the diploma. The one I know the most about, however, is the CII diploma in regulated financial planning. This consists of 6 exams, RO1 through to RO6, with 1 to 5 being multiple choice and RO6 being a 3-hour written exam. This route tends to be most popular from what I can tell and is highly regarded in the industry. I'll put the names of the exam modules on screen so you can get a feel for the exam topics and recommended study hours. My plan is to try and pass 1 per month, spending around 6 months total for these 6 exams. You can see RO1, often the first one people take, is all about the financial services industry, regulation and ethics as a whole, and then from there the topics get more and more specific. I'd estimate around £1,500 to get the full set of exams if self-funding, but I do have some tips to save on the cost, which I'll mention a bit later on in this video. The second and probably slightly trickier part of the process is achieving CAS. It makes sense that exams aren't enough on their own to prove yourself capable of being a financial advisor, and this is the step that has you demonstrate your capabilities with clients while under the supervision of a fully qualified advisor. After successfully helping enough people with different financial advice categories, you will be signed off as competent and capable of providing advice without supervision. The reason why I say this is probably going to be the trickier part is because you need to get in front of potential clients and also have someone to supervise your work. In other words, it's not just reliant on you showing up, you also need other people to do their part as well. I have a couple of potential ways to go about this that I am researching, including a network called New Leaf Distribution, who specialise in helping new entrants who have already passed the exams take it that step further and achieve CAS. Hopefully, when I'm a bit further along in the process, I'll have more info that I can share about this part specifically. However, online sources state it's possible to do in 3 to 6 months, provided you can get the meetings booked. So now you know what's involved, but how much does it realistically cost? Well, in my true frugal fashion, I've put together a list of the materials I think I'll need to get through the exams in what I think is the most cost-effective way. I got some discounts and free resources which were very useful, and as you can see also helped to lower my total costs significantly. Here comes my top tips for passing the CII Level 4 exams on a budget. 1. Apply for a free student membership and RO5 entry. This is a great opportunity for people embarking on this journey right now. The CII have recently launched an initiative to help get people into the profession. If you apply and are successful, you can take advantage of their generous offer to get started for free. It's literally an application form, so well worth the admin. And I think it saved me around £250 because I got the annual membership admission fee and RO5 enrolment all for free. My second top tip would be to use the Exam Angel app for RO1 mocks. The app provides free access to 3 mock papers for RO1 after signing up. These were an amazing resource and super convenient to test your knowledge via your phone. I took 2 of these and the scoring is remarkably consistent with what I experienced in the real exam. They definitely helped me pass first time, so get a big thumbs up from me. Number 3, again, speaking of mock papers, I really do rate this as a strategy to prepare for the multiple choice exams, and the CII published something called a specimen paper. I went through one of these, took it in exam conditions, and used the table at the back to see what mark I got. They don't explain the answers, so I recommend using AI or Google to get the reasoning behind any questions you're unsure of, to explain it and then deepen your understanding. Again, this was very accurate to the real thing and also is available for free on the CII website. Wow, I think I could go on for years talking about these tips, but tip number 4 is to be intentional about what level of enrolment you want to purchase for each exam. The default option is Enrolment Plus, and just look at the price of this. Yes, it does come with lots of study resources, but I don't think they're essential. And so for all my exams, I intend to go with the assessment only option, letting me be more intentional about what study aids are worth buying. The 5th tip is more about efficiency than cost saving. I think there's a great range of third-party study aids available from brands like Red Mill Advance, BTS, Brand FT, KnowRO and Wizard Learning. Also tons of Reddit posts about what people have used and have had success with. While I haven't tried them all personally, based on my research they all seem to be pretty good, and you'll notice that I budgeted for some study materials from at least one of these providers to go with each of my exams because I think it will save me so much time and get me exam ready that much faster. For context, the CII study text for RO1, that's 380 pages long, is condensed down to around 100 pages, knowledge tests, and some video summary modules in the Red Mill Advance course. As you can probably tell, I've put quite a bit of time into learning all this information and seeking the best route for me personally, and I'm quite excited at the prospect of helping people one-to-one with their finances. I think it's probably this YouTube channel that has set me on this path because of how much I've enjoyed and also appreciate the positive reactions from people. And so just so you know, I fully intend to keep making these videos for as long as I can. I'd love to hear if you've got any feedback about this video in particular, and want to wish anyone taking this journey with me the very best of luck.